How are you guys? Okay. So this is me, Krish, a fine art photographer, a distance skater, and a freelance skater, talking to you guys, on another video. As a matter of fact, this is the future me trying to plug in a thought or an afterthought or a content for a video which was recorded by the past me, which was on yesterday, about unboxing and how to partition a Seagate 5 TB hard drive. Okay, so what this future me want to tell to the past me was like, you left out an important point. Thought would share it to you guys. Okay, so just follow the screen wherein like I'm gonna scribble something. Okay, so the 5 TB, what did I do? Okay, so the 5 TB mechanical hard drive which we unboxed and partitioned yesterday, it has by default an issue. Like any mechanical hard drive will have this issue. Okay, it's called sorry, not D, it's called fragmentation. Okay, and when you almost fill the hard drive to 50-60%, then you might have to defrag your hard drive, defragment your hard drive. Okay, so this is the usual case for any mechanical hard drive. Okay, so that's required if and only you're doing quite a lot of reading, writing, rewriting, rearranging, okay, and deleting, all this stuff. Okay, if you're going to do quite a lot of these things in your hard drive, these things will cause your hard drive to become fragmented. Okay, so most of the time when you're using this 5 TB hard drive, wherein like we partitioned for YouTube and photography, right? So when you're doing this, most of the time try to just store your content over there. Okay, just drop your content, and don't do any of the other stuffs wherein like too much of rewriting, too much of rearranging, too much of deleting. Like you don't do that. When you just drop your content, your hard drive will function faster, and you'll be able to retrieve the files, copy the files back to your system, and do your edits and all that. Okay, if you're going to do all these things too much, it's going to fragment your mechanical hard drive. Okay, so this is very important point for you to remember. Okay, why am I telling this? You might have to learn what is fragmentation and defragmentation to understand this. Okay, so should I tell what is fragmentation and defragmentation? To put it in simple terms, or in the only way that I know, like my messed up hair in the morning is very much a good example for fragmentation. Okay, so I just woke up and I'm having my cereals in a bowl. Okay, and that has been my staple meal for breakfast. most of the time. So show fragmentation. So where will be fragmentation? 5 TB hard drive, and we have something called fragmentation. So what is fragmentation? Is like, I could give a simple example. Okay, so you have this image here. Okay, you see this image. Okay, that's very big and nice. So I put this file in desktop, right? You think you are accessing this file from one location, okay, but actually it isn't. So if I open the find a window wherein you can access all the files that has been stored in the hard drive. This SSD has been partitioned into two segments, right? So in the first segment we have the operating system itself and all that. So desktop is in the operating system drive. Okay, so this is where a lot of reading and writing happens. Okay, so when this image is put onto the desktop, okay, I'm sorry, when this image is put onto the desktop, imagine this, yeah, I forgot. So imagine this space is your hard drive space, okay. So just as you saw in disk utility app, wait, let me pull this down. So you see this bar, rectangular bar, right? Okay, imagine the line that I drew is your hard drive. So when you're copying this image to your hard disk, so you all know like this is completely made up of zeros and ones, right? So when the operating system is copying this data into your hard drive, it will split the zeros and ones. This image is made up of probably 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and all those combinations, right? So it will split this data all over the hard drive. It's like you're going to carry a bunch of dart and throw it all into the free dart board, and it's going to go and stick over there. Okay, so goes for every single data that is going to copy to your hard drive. Okay, so it's going to sprinkle it all over your hard drive. Okay, so these are all made up of zeros and ones. Okay, and when you actually rewrite, delete, and rearrange many things, these ones and zeros will be rearranged, and when you are filling this hard drive faster, like 60% to 70%, what happens is like every time you copy a new file, these zeros and ones and stuff, it's one image being scattered all over the hard drive. Like other data will be found copied to the in between spaces that you find between the other zeros and ones. Okay, so your 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0, all those things, it's copied between these two spaces. So when you want to open this image file, okay, what am I doing? Okay, so when you want to open this image file, every time it opens, it actually recollects the data or the spaces from wherever the zeros and ones have been copied to the hard drive and put it into one single image and present it to you. And every time you close it, it's going to put that all the zeros and ones back into the same spaces. And when you want to copy new files, it's going to put them inside these spaces. So when it is about 60 to 70% full in HDD, where there is quite a lot of reading, writing, and rewriting, and deleting, copy paste is happening, that hard drive will have images scattered everywhere. Okay, so when you're going to copy more content for make it 80 to 90%, okay, so the hard drive will have to find, the operating system will have to find spaces in between the other data and put that image. So if this is the image you want to copy, it's going to be scattered all over the hard drive within the tiny little spaces that it finds to copy them. And these will be in the physical representation, it should have color codes. I'm just using one color for you to understand. Okay, so your read write speed will go down, and like if you're going to work from your hard drive, that speed will also go down, and eventually, so this is how the spinning disks are actually mounted inside your hard drive. These are imagine these are like circular disks. Here is your central spindle or the motor which is spinning this disk, and in between these disks you will have the read write head. So as in the picture, so it will be like a donut, the central spinning spindle, and here is your read write head. Okay, so this read write, this is mechanical hard drive, remember. So this is spinning, and this read write hard drive, I have to go to different location to retrieve one particular file for you. So when it does quite often, like it might actually corrupt the file, or like it might be slow, and in the future for a long run, it might damage the file. Okay, so if you're going to have only one copy of your file in a HDD, in a mechanical hard drive, remember that you don't do a lot of rewriting, deleting, copy paste and all that. So you just copy your data once and keep it safely over there. Okay, so what is defragmentation? Defragmentation is a process wherein it will actually put all these things. Let me delete and redraw it for you. So suppose, yeah, imagine this is your hard drive space. Okay, so all those scattered data which was there, when you actually defrag, there is a software for you to use and defrag your content in the hard drive. So what you'll do is, like, it'll all find all the data that is there in the hard drive and arrange them as close as possible and free up your space in the hard drive. Okay, so you have to do it once in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. When I used to have a Mac, back 13-14 years back, it was a 500 GB inbuilt hard drive, and I had Snow Leopard, I believe, like before versions, and I had Snow Leopard after that. Snow Leopard of Mac OS is the only version wherein Apple decided to lose all the unnecessary code that is there in the operating system, wherein the drivers that would support all the hardware that is existing in the market. Okay, this is the time when this Mac which I had was a unibody MacBook Pro. That is the very first unibody MacBook Pro ever made from Apple. Okay, so they decided to write a Mac OS only for the hard drive that is they are manufacturing. Okay, so it will contain only the drivers for this unibody MacBook Pro, whatever the internals that they have, Intel Core 2 Duo, processor, or the graphics that was there inside, it's going to do all those things only for this unibody MacBook Pro. So the OS become very small in size, like as small as 8 GB in size. It could contain in one particular DVD or something. Okay, or much smaller size, 6 GB, 4 GB in size, and all the other important data will be rolled out as an update from online. Okay, so this OS and a few Mac OSs would give lot of fragmentation issues, and I used to defrag those hard drives quite often, very often actually. And one of the reasons why I changed back to Windows was, like, my mechanical hard drive was like from the for accessing all the 3D files, it was kind of getting fragged quite often. So that's why. So why am I talking about here? So if you're using Mac OS, there are possibilities like when you are having a mechanical hard drive, it might frag your mechanical hard drive with scattered data. It's like throwing bunch of darts into the dartboard, and it's going to stick randomly all over the place, something like that. So yes, so this you need to remember. So always remember to not to do too much of copy paste or delete or rewrite or rearrange. Do it once and do it correctly. Okay, so plan your folder structure, everything, and do it once and correctly. Small files, no issues. If you're going to copy a big file like a video, which is like 10 GB of space or 40 GB of space of a single video into a mechanical hard drive, it's going to suffer a lot. Okay, and now in these days the voice have improved, so things will be pretty better. Okay, in my imagination. Okay, and so far I have not done any defragmentation for any of my hard drives since I bought it. Like my very first YouTube video was made in 2017, so I bought a hard drive for backup from 2017. So until now that hard drive exists and I have not defragmented. So I did not do too much of copy paste, rewrite and all that. I have been just copying files, adding files to it, so it should not be any problem for me. So new operating systems are improved. Okay, so if you ask me, does SSDs have this problem? No. Solid state drives, have been addressed with this fragmentation issues already, and they have a technology called trim. Okay, this is an advanced technology, like ATA or AAT, whatever, it's pretty advanced. Okay, so from because of this technology in the NAND part of the SSD, like it's going to arrange the data right from the start when you're copying it, like in a proper fashion, not in a scattered fashion. Okay, it's going to arrange the data in a proper fashion, and it's going to be there in a compartmentalized fashion. So you don't have to worry, all the data is secured and it's properly arranged, and you don't have to fragment or defragment in SSDs. Okay, this technology, so-called trim, is going to help you do that with SSDs, and you don't have to worry about it ever. Okay, and you should not do too much of copywriting or rewriting or deleting files too often either, in SSD, just for to be in a safer side, to have longevity of your, like the hard drive that you're having, the SSD that you're having. Okay, anyway, so when you open a web browser and watch a video, lot of videos especially, like it's going to read the content from server, write them to your swap space very often. It's a constant process. It's going to keep on writing, it's going to keep on reading files from that swap space, so it's because of this NAND technology and trim technology, it works fine and good. Otherwise, like if it is a mechanical hard drive, it would have suffered a lot. The system running temperature would be even more than whatever that is right now. So okay, so this is something you need to I thought like I should tell you guys. These are pretty basic stuff. Okay, so if you're getting into Mac OS, or like if you're getting into any computers and all that, these are pretty basic stuff. Everybody would know all these things already, and if you're a nerd, you would know much better than me. Okay, so whatever I know is like just a very simple thing, and I felt like I would share it to you guys. Okay, so this is the future me plugging in a small thought, which I felt like it would be essential for the past me who made the video yesterday. Okay, so it's a very simple thing. Hope it was useful, and as usual, the weird me, Mr. Krishna Srinivasan, Mr. Why would I call it a Mr.? Well, my life is a misery and mystery. So anyways, so hope it was useful. So this is Kicha signing off. Bye bye. Peace. Ta-da.